Hey everyone, this is Rose Behar, staff writer at MobileSyrup, and this is
Patrick O'Rourke,
senior editor at MobileSyrup, no less.
almost forgot my title.
And today we're looking at the Asus Zen Watch 3, which we both checked out and did a amazing joint review, if I do say so myself. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the design of this very beautiful steampunky watch.
Yeah, so I'll lead that one. One of the things that I really liked about it, like you can put this watch beside the Moto 360 or the Apple Watch Series 2, and it still looks really good. Though like some publications have described it as mid-range, I think it's a dope looking, really nice watch. And it doesn't matter what color you get. I think, what would you describe the color of this one?
I would say a dark, like mahogany brown,
and
then for the actual face, it's like I don't know, it's a very dark gray.
It's got this sort of stainless steel look to it.
Yeah.
It makes it look like it's something pulled out of like a steampunk video game or something like that. I was joking earlier that it looks like it belongs in the BioShock universe, which probably won't be for everybody, but it's still a really nice looking watch.
This is true. Like, you actually get a lot of compliments on this wearable. Even compared to when I was wearing the Apple Watch, I feel like I got more compliments on this. The only thing about it is that, especially for people with smaller wrists, it's a little bit uncomfortable to wear. As you can see, I can fit my whole thumb through this little pocket of air here. And the watch straps, which are non-standard and cannot be replaced with standard watch straps, don't fully sort of press down, so that's kind of the issue there.
And I ran into the exact same problem. I have pretty thin wrists myself, and wearing the watch for an entire day I found very uncomfortable. And I even compared it a little bit to the Microsoft Band 2 to a certain extent. I know that's not a smartwatch, it's a fitness wearable, very advanced fitness wearable that was great, but sort of had this issue with it being very uncomfortable because it had that same problem where the band actually extended over the watch itself.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you have the perfect size wrist for this, it's kind of a Cinderella situation, then that's great. This would be a pretty good wearable for you, because otherwise we pretty much enjoyed it. The performance is good internally. It has a quad-core Snapdragon 2100 chipset, which is a wearable-specific chipset with specific low energy and small size properties.
And it was responsive too, right?
Absolutely, like very responsive gyroscope and accelerometer. But it lacks connectivity and it lacks a heart rate sensor.
And that's sort of where we differ on smartwatches. And this is like a thing that connects with Android Wear 2.0 as well, because that's sort of setting up smartwatch manufacturers to start making smartwatches that act independently from your phone and use LTE.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, jumping into Android Wear a little bit, that's going to be a large question for many people. Is this going to get Android Wear 2.0? It's coming on February 9th. It's very exciting. It's, like you said, kind of like the watchOS 3 update. Getting the Google Play Store, iOS compatibility, Smart Reply for easier texting, which would be really cool. But will it come to this watch? That's an essential question as to whether you're going to buy it.
And you sort of weren't really able, we weren't able to answer that question. We kind of got mixed responses. It may come, it may not. It probably will.
Yes.
But I mean, it's hard to recommend picking up this watch today when there's two really, really nice looking LG watches that have been rumored for months and months that LG's probably making in partnership with Google that are coming in like just a couple days, right? So this watch may look great, but in a week, 2 weeks, it may not look as great as it does today.
Absolutely. I mean, these LG watches were first rumored as Nexus watches. That's how closely partnered they are with Google. And they could sort of show what the future of wearables is. And a lot of people have given up on wearables to some extent. Motorola and HTC have both said that for an indefinite period, they're not going to do smartwatches, just because they're not showing the value to them. And potentially also because they're scared of this LG watch. But if these watches are good, it could mean that the whole industry for wearables kind of turns around.
You could get a little bit revitalized with devices that are moving in a more independent direction rather than being connected to a smartwatch, which would be really, really interesting to see.
It would be. I mean, other than that, this is a good watch. Like,
yeah, for sure.
It feels crummy to have to say maybe hold off on purchasing it until you see the way that Android Wear 2.0 is going. But you know, it's got a great battery life, 341 mAh battery, lasts about 2 days for me. I usually have this screen on. I even have an animation for my background. So for me, I guess medium usage. I mean, I can't say that I use it a lot. I use notifications, but apart from that, I don't use it for anything really specific.
For sure.
Although I don't think that's unusual.
Yeah. So check out our full review.
Yeah.
We have it up on MobileSyrup right now. And what you should also do is subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also make sure that you smash that like button.
Smash it, guys. All right. Check you later.